What's up, my peoples? It is your boy AMG here, and today we are talking about chapter 940 of One Piece, titled The Spark of Rebellion. Now, in this chapter, we see that we start off with Yasu's village, and we go around and we see that the three guys that were chasing after Komurasaki, that she swindled into taking their money and everything, and then they got kicked out of the capital because they weren't able to line Orochi's pockets anymore. So only people who can line his pockets live in the capital. Well, it seems that Yasu actually takes care of their every need so they won't go hungry, and he does this for everybody in the village. But they still treat him like he's nothing because he is not from the capital. And we come to find out that Otoko is actually Yasu's daughter. That is crazy. I never would have guessed. I don't think I would have guessed that. I mean, she laughs and everything. We thought she was from the village, but I didn't think that was his daughter. So he sold his daughter to the capital, and the money he gets back from the capital, because she sends the money back, he gives it to everybody in the village, even if he goes hungry. Because I guess he feels bad that he sold his daughter. So he goes and gives everybody else the milk and water and everything else he gets to make sure everybody else in the village is okay. And they love him for that. We find out also that the crest, the piece of paper that they were handing out to all the other people, the signal that the start of rebellion and when it's going to be was actually put into some of the enemy's hands, which wasn't a surprise because they were pretty much just handing it out to all samurais, weren't they? I don't think it was a specific thing at all. So I guess some of them actually got the warning, the card too. So that's the reason why they knew about it in the first place. And the crest tattoo, I'm not sure how they knew about that. Maybe they just started noticing because they didn't explain that part. They just explained about the card. Now, the crest tattoo, they still think it's Beppo. Law got mad about that and he ran off and said, I can't trust you because without trust, we can't have an alliance. I'm going to take care of this myself. So he went to go save Beppo and Haji and all them others. Now, we also see that he goes around and he's talking to, Shinobu and saying, yo, can you tell Kinemon something for me? Because I'm going to be super busy. I don't know if they actually showed what he said because I don't think they did. I think they skipped over it. So that's an interesting fact right there. And there's an old lady introduced called Yaya. And she looks like a witch, sort of. Like a witch, fortune caster type person. Like a fortune teller type person. That's an interesting character right there. Well, I'm pretty sure we'll see her in the future. So we actually did move away from, Komurasaki and Zoro. That's been in the last few chapters. Then we go to the jail. And we see, Luffy beat everybody. And he's done fighting and he has to wait till tomorrow to fight again. And Luffy's whining because he wanted to fight more. And he's talking to Haguro, and Hiro's like, I want to ask you a question, but I can't really because all the guards are around. So Luffy knocks him on with Conqueror's Haki like a boss, and they all, fall out crazy. And we see that he has, hey, so do you, Luffy's like, so do you know who the four emperors are? He's like, no. He's like, I'm trying. Luffy said, well, Kaido is one of the four emperors, and I'm trying to defeat him so I can become Pirate King. Excuse me. And he says, becomes Pirate King, you mean like Roger? And Luffy's like, you knew Roger? He was like, yeah, when he came to the country. He said, Kinemon was telling me something about that. And then we see, Caribou walk up, and he has Raizo inside of him so he can hide. The key that he had was not for Kawamatsu, or was it for Luffy? It was actually for Caribou. So that's funny. So he was able to use his power. And we see Caribou trying to, grovel at Luffy's feet and calling him Mr. Luffy and all kinds of other stuff. And he's like, well, when you guys leave, can I go with you on your ship? He's like, I'll be a loyal subordinate from this point on. And I'm just like, wow. And Luffy's like, yeah, you can get on the ship because you don't seem like a bad guy anymore. And we see, Raizo's like, he has interesting powers. We can use him. And we see Kinemon, and not even Kinemon, Caribou. He's like, he, he agreed to that too fast. Is he trying to use me or something like that? It's funny, but when we see Haguro, he's, cheering up because he's happy that the Red Scabbards are alive. He's happy that Momo is alive. He says that there are 4 different districts inside the prison that have thousands of prisoners, just like they do. Have thousands of prisoners, just like they do where Luffy and Haguro are. And they have all the different, Yakuza bosses that were back in the day in there too as well. And majority of the people that are in the prison are not people who are criminals and stuff like that. They're pretty much people who got thrown in there because of rebelling, because they wouldn't be rebel against Orochi. So that's interesting. And Haguro was like, so I will go around and I will talk to them on your behalf, so we can get soldiers, so we can, go against Orochi and Kaido. That is a very good plot convenience. That is very, very good that they have all the... I was thinking they were going to get all of them, and he was going to get all the people from the outside, but there's thousands of them inside. It makes me wonder how many people are inside there. Interesting. And we already knew that Haguro actually knew Roger. That's surprising, too. So those are some really interesting things that happened in this chapter. It wasn't too, content heavy, but, we got some strings tied together for certain characters like Toko and Haguro and Roger. And, we also got another thing that I forgot to talk about. That the power that the haki that Luffy uses, it was called Mantra and Skypiea. Well, here it's called Ryo. And it's when you're making your aura or your power flow through your body to like your fists and stuff like that, which you see a lot of stuff like we seen this in Shaolin Showdown. It kind of reminds me of Naruto with his Kamute, something like that, where Naruto was using the same power as well. So that's an interesting thing right there as well. But that is the end of the chapter, guys. Like the video if you like the video. Comment down below if you have anything to say, and subscribe, because I do One Piece content every week until it is over. My name is AMG, and the anime, manga, and gaming is all that. And I'm out, people.